Knicks Real Talk. Let's get it.
Time for divine shot, KJ events. This real talk's the brand. You understand how we do, my man. I'm on that Friday night Nick shit, dripping in Nick shit. Up in the world, most famous arena with the click. That's the conglomerate. The Knicks real talk, the real prominent. I'm a bit like the Omicron variant, dominant. Paying homage to the cat in the chat. That's where it's at. Cause I'm hearing that. You don't care for how early we straight facts. Man to right with the mob, the gods. Up in the pod, the squad, with the side. My entourage be on the job, my energy. Feeling tripping in tempo as they cook my game plan. And my brand for loot and pursuit. Going hard like the New York City gritty committee. Cause that's the things we ain't always pretty, but we all stay giddy. But we afraid the fan base, hit the links, amp your mace. We trace the logo when there's airspace that appear like square space. Staring down on the Chase Bridge, look at that Knicks City drip. There's 50 Dexys on the court, looking pretty legit. I say true to the orange and blue. I thought you knew, so here's a few bars to shine like stars divine to Mount Mars. Knicks Real Talk. Here we go, let's go.
Knicks Real Talk right here, I'm representing
Knicks Real Talk.
right here. Let's get it.
Here we go, let's go.
We here in the building.
Knicks Real Talk.
Let's get it.
Here we go, let's go.
Yeah, for real. Yes, sir.
Knicks Real Talk.
We here.
Here we go, let's go.
Knicks Real Talk. Let's get it. Let's get it. Yeah, for real. Yes, sir.
Let's get it.
Salute everyone. What's going on? What's good, man? Knicks Real Talk. Let's get it. We in the building, man. I'm about to get it popping. Divine and Shot Powers, man. We about to talk this Nick talk. So salute to everybody out there. Salute to the chat. So that's where it's at, man. Yeah, man. We're gonna get into this beautiful Tuesday. Hope everybody doing well. Had a great Tuesday so far. I mean, you know, you're healthy, you're safe, and all that good stuff. We're just gonna get into it. Talk about the two-guard situation in New York this year. So we're gonna break all that content down. You know, and drop a little video on some of the things and all that good stuff. So my man Shot Powers was good, was popping, was good with you, man.
Salute to you, Divine. Salute to the chat. Let's get it.
Yeah, Nick's Real Talk. We in the building, man. Yo, salute everybody, man. Chef Nick, Ron, my man, still Nick fan in the building. My brother, salute to you as well. Fabian, Cash Out, you know, and everybody. KJW events, salute to everybody, man. Yeah, man. About to talk about this two-guard Shot Powers. You know, we got a pretty big interesting situation in New York this year, man. The two-guard spot. We got some guys who definitely can start, most definitely, and some of them guys can also be great backups. So obviously we're gonna get and break into all that, man. But how you doing, man? What do you think about it? You excited for the season? Talk to me.
Yeah, man. The two guard right now is what the show is about tonight, man. And we're gonna try to figure out what the front office is gonna do with this two guard lineup, man. We got Grimes, we got Fournier, and we got IQ, you know, and also we got well, you could consider him a point guard Rose as well. So you know, it's very interesting because that position is pretty stacked in that position, and to see what they do with it is going to be you know, something to see.
Yeah, real talk, man. You know, for me, that's the only position right now in New York, I think, out of that whole lineup that's not resolved to me. I still think it's a possibility that between IQ, Grimes, Fournier, and RJ can actually literally play that two-guard position in New York this year. So, you know, you got four guys who definitely worthy of playing. I think Grimes is going to be that one guy that's going to be really the one that you're going to see stand out, hopefully can stand out and make it even more potent there. You know, because if he come and have a second year much better than he did in the first year, had more chance to play. You know, he's healthy, didn't get injured. His minutes is increasing. You might see something special out of him. But then obviously quickly you look at his improvement where, you know, I think he's ready to take this step in his third year. You know, I think he's ready to take another step in his career. So with him, RJ, Fournier, obviously, and I think the Knicks are pretty good in that spot no matter what happens. If somebody go down, you know, like you said, D Rose can do that as well. So I think they're good at that spot right there. It just all depends who's going to start, who's going to get them backup minutes for me.
Yeah, I'm right there with you, Divine. I'm trying to figure out how the season would start and who would be the two guard. My big thing, I'm just going to throw it right out there, man. You know who I really want to see at the two, to try to, you know, eliminate some of this talk about who's going to fit where and who's going to go where. I think RJ should start at two. I think RJ should drop back from the three position and move back to his two position. And the main reason why I say that is because of Fournier. But I think another way that we could go with this, I said Fournier, I meant to say Reddish. But another way that we could go with this is also implementing RJ back to that two position,
Mhm.
and that would definitely solidify the two position with him as a two and Reddish as a three with Brunson pushing the ball up.
Yeah, absolutely. I like that size too. I really do. I think a RJ and Brunson backcourt would be pretty nice because
I think so.
both of them cats can put the ball on the floor and get down to the paint. You know what I mean? They get down to the hole. They both play bully ball. You know, you see what my man Jalen Brunson can do. You know, RJ go bully. So I mean, you know, you got some size. I mean, he makes up for his size, I would say, from a height perspective. RJ being back there, and but that'd be special putting him back to his natural position. And I think he can dominate a lot of the two guards in the league more than he can dominate the threes. I think RJ can go back to that too and have a little bit more dominant force with him because of his size and his strength and his skill set. He probably dominate that two spot back, you know, like he did last year. Coming to his playing in his second year, excuse me, third year. I'm sorry, but I think and then you know obviously Grimes is Grimes. You know what I mean? He's that guy that you're looking to take that next step forward for the Knicks. I think this guy got the potential literally be a problem in his league for a minute, and that's not no hyperbole. I think once he gets his foot on the ground, I think Grimes his skill set is nice to me, Shot Powell, and I really think that he can have a big impact on this team this year if he pop in the second year the way he's supposed to.
Yeah, I also think Grimes will be a great person to try to elevate his game as putting him into the starting unit.
Mm-hmm.
Grimes and some of these new things on YouTube and Instagram and Twitter and all these things that you see him in, he is really looking potent. He's got a move with a two-step, a dribble and a two-step to the side to take the shot. He's shooting straight up now. He's making moves around the back between his legs, seeing things that he really didn't do as much as New York Knicks last year. He was more of a spot-up shooter.
Mm-hmm.
So he could really come in here and elevate and really take over that two position. But like I said, right now I'm trying to hold on to to pushing RJ into that two position because I believe the second unit with Grimes in it with IQ and this is well we'll get into the a little later into the show. We'll talk about how that works out. But Grimes has definitely been exciting. Watching him the 30 second skits, the 45-second skits and stuff like that. He's really looking like he's looking a little bigger. His shoulders looking a little bit more broader. You know, he really looks like he's ready to put some pressure on Fournier for that two guard position right now. And you know, things are up in the air. And as I always been saying, the front office somehow I believe they love this guy, so they see some potential in him. I don't know if it's the analytics or whatever it is, but they did not want to put him up in no trade. So I think that you know, if we don't get RJ back in that two position, I possibly could see Grimes starting this year.
I mean, you know, this may sound crazy, but Quentin Grimes to me played basketball. His defense, like them cats on the '90s Knicks. You know, like Greg Anthony and all. I mean, this cat literally up in your grill. I think he could have played for Pat Riley with no problem when he coached back in them days. Because that's what I like about him. He just got that something to his game when he guarding his offense, the player opposed to him, he be there. You know what I mean? He be there. He know how to get in the pass lanes real well. I mean, he got this something about his step to me is awesome too, Shot Powers. And I'll show you that in the video later. We can throw a little video up in there. But, you know, he got a quick first step too, especially when he's going up in the air. So I really like what he brings to the table. I'm excited about him. And then obviously Emmanuel Quickly is another cat there, believe it or not. I think you're going to have another cat I think going to really have a productive year this year. I mean, these cats is working out. Working out on a regular. You look at all of them ripped in the all season. Everybody look ripped. I mean, Obi, IQ, Grind, Julius, all these cats. They look like they've been putting in massive work. So, and you know, I think that's another cat. IQ can have a good 14, 15 games point per game season already. He had 11 in the rookie year and last year, so he ain't but another couple of points away from that. So I do think that could be real something special, man. With Quickly as well. I mean, he's another cat going to this third year. Came a long way for the Knicks, and I'm really happy to see what he's going to do moving forward this year as well.
Yeah, Grimes straight up one to one matchup. I mean, one on one game is incredible, man. He, as you've seen in some of his, these little 3 minute, 30 minute things that he does and stuff. He is definitely going through screens. He's making instead of going under the screen, he's going above the screen. He's shading defenses with his body so he can get through. In these 30-minute clips, they're only training things, but what you see in the training things is a gritty, bulldogish, like Ron said, bulldogish, getting around screens, really up front. Reaches. Got some nice length to his arms. He's a complete player. And he's only going into his second year. So he has some good things that the Knicks have not had at a shooting guard position for a little while.
Yeah, absolutely. I like what his team is at the two. It's just a matter of who going outdo who in training camp, or if Ted feel like he want to go RJ at the big two. So it's a good problem to have though. I think all these guys that's capable. And we know what Evan Fournier could do. You know what I mean? So having Fournier, Grimes, quickly, and RJ, all of them in another year in their career, all of them got a little bit more experience, and obviously we know that Evan Fournier is a 10-year vet, so he got all the experience he needs. But for Grimes to get that experience, now he comes back into his second year. He know what the NBA is like. Granted, he only played, he played enough in his rookie year, but he got injured as well. But at least he know what the spec coming into the season. Let me put it that way. All these guys know what the spec coming in. So I just think that makes for them guys to be a little bit more wiser, a little more educated, a little bit more skilled, and they've been working on it. So I do think we strong there. I really do. It just all depends which way Tips go with, who we gonna do. But like I said, my preference it would be RJ for me. I think RJ, because see, not only that, then believe it or not, like we talked about the last in the past stream, if you put RJ at the two, you literally could start Obi Toppin at the three. You know what I mean? You now you talking about a big athletic team. Some people might have pulled that, but I think because of the way Obi Toppin plays, he probably be good three ball if Julius going to be here. So you go Mitchell Robinson, Julius Randle, Obi Toppin, RJ, and Jalen Brunson, because I do think Obi Toppin takes a better step this year. I think his 3-point percentage is going to go up. I think he's going to, with the more minutes he get, then you don't have to worry about his minutes. You know what I mean? Shot Powell, everybody was talking about the minutes for Obi Toppin. So literally move RJ to the two and let Obi start at the three. And him and Julius, because they are, his position is basketball. The cat runs like a gazillion, so he got enough speed. I think his foot speed is enough to keep up with some of these big threes like LeBron and them. And with these threes nowadays, like I said, they're pretty big anyway. So I do think that Obi Toppin can go through the three with Julius. Now you got an athletic team. Jalen Brunson can see Mitch up in the air. You see Obi in the air. You know what I mean? RJ in the air. I think that's a pretty good look for them. So I'm dying to see what Tibbs gonna do with this thing, man. But I think that two guard situation we have is pretty much locked up. So I do think they'll be all right in that standpoint, Shot Powers.
Yeah, it right now it is really a throw up on how they're going to be how they're going to put this team out there this year, and it's a couple of starting lineups that you can see out there. I'm pushing so hard for that Brunson, RJ, and Cam Reddish starting unit because I believe the second unit really could be a threat too with IQ Grimes, Evan Fournier, Obi Toppin, and Isaiah Hartenstein. I think that could be, and that's only saying that putting Rose on the bench, and not saying Rose gets benched. I'm saying that Rose, IQ, and Grimes in the second unit can, they can rotate their minutes. Who's hot that night? Who's not hot that night? If you don't want to pay Rose in the back-to-back games, if you want to, if Grimes gets out there, he's not hot. If IQ gets out there, he's not hot. We can always put D Rose in for those spot minutes and not burn them out in the beginning part of the year. So there's some things that can happen, and also the trouble I believe comes in is if we start if Fournier starts, and that could, throw off the second unit too. And then again, it may not because we can still have the same second unit coming in. We just have to figure out, if D Rose is going to start or if IQ is going to start.
True. True, yeah, man. Fournier will be interesting, man, because I think he's still playing in the FIBA, and the Sunday is a championship game if they make it there. So I think that's going to be interesting what Titt's going to do with him because he's going to have some wear and tear on the leg from playing all summer long. He's going to start out like he did last year with a little slow, because he played in the Olympic game, I guess whatever particular one that was last year, and his legs came in heavy. I mean, they kind of showed all the way through the course of the first half of the season, and before they couldn't hit the bottom of the ocean because the legs wasn't there from playing all that basketball. So he might have the same scenario this year, but he I think he's a good problem to have. Unless Knicks decide to do something. I was interested in shot pot. I was like, you know what? If they were to trade Evan Fournier, I wonder if they had it on mind, they probably wouldn't do it because he's playing in right now in the FIBA thing. They wouldn't want to put that out there. So you never know what happens. I still think this roster is pretty two guard heavy. But there's a lot of comboism going there. If I'm just making up a word like that, comboism. But RJ can play the small forward in the two. Fournier can play the small in the two. So these guys do have some versatility to what they're doing for that position. So I think they got a lot of opportunities there to do something different. They need to. But yeah, quick guy, if you look at these cats numbers, man, from last year, RJ Barrett, obviously, his splits was 40, 34, 71, shot 40% from the floor, 34 from three and 71 from the foul line, 20 points a game, 6 rebounds a game, 3 assists, 34 minutes a game. I think you get that pretty much that same production this year from RJ. Should be right around there, but obviously want to see them field goal percentage numbers go up, at least get to 37 at the 3-point line, and hopefully get 75, 76 from the charity stripe. I think RJ will be an easy 24-point scorer game, no question. Obviously Fournier split 40. He shot bad from the floor, 41%. 20. I got that wrong right there, guy. He shot from the three ball. That's 39. I put a 2 there. I apologize. But he shot 39% from the three, and for a foul shooter, 70%. I thought it should have been better than that. Good as he shoot the 3 ball, 14 a game, 2 rebounds, 2 assists, 29 minutes a game. That wasn't bad. But quickly, obviously, his splits was shooting only 39% last year. The whole Knicks team to me was a disaster from the 2-point range. You look at these numbers here. Shot 35 from the 3-point, 88 from the charity stripe, which is always good. 11 points per game, 3 rebounds, 3 assists. I like the numbers quickly giving you in only 23 minutes. 3 points less than Fournier, but he got more rebounds and more assists. And he doing it at 29 minutes a game. He doing it at 23. And Fournier only had 3 more points more than he scored this year per game. You know what I mean? So that's why I think people can't underestimate what Quickly has been doing, since he's been here. You know what I mean? This man making $2 million, this man making $18 million. You know what I mean? The only thing he did better than him was 3 more points per game. Obviously, and he shot a 3-point percentage was a little bit 4 points higher. But other than that, Quickly gave you his numbers with 23 minutes as opposed to 29. So that's interesting to keep an eye on that. That's why I said sometimes y'all may think with Grimes here and Quickly his emergence, the artist. Why sometimes y'all think I'm not harping on Evan Fournier. I just think he's expendable for 18 million when you got Quickly doing that at 2 million, basically. You know what I mean? So shooting guard obviously Quentin Grimes. 40, 38 from the 3, which is good. I'm shocked at that charity stripe percentage, 68% from the charity stripe. Somebody who's a sniper like he is. That's interesting, but he got to get that field goal percentage up too. Like I said, the whole Knicks team, man, shot across the board, shot other than the centers, and Obi Toppin shot a high percentage from the floor. So that's something he did that at 17 minutes a game. So it's something that they got to work on, but I'm confident them cats get better at what they're doing this year. And that's why I think this team got to be a little bit more better to me, because I think coming around again, these guys are going to gain something by just having another year to get better and work on their craft, work on their game, and study film. Like RJ said in the press conference, study film and to do all the things that you need to do to be a better player. And man, like I said, these cats are working out religiously, man. It's not one Nick I seen yet that's not ripped, like got a 6-pack. Them cats,
yeah, man,
they are getting it in shot power. So I'm glad to see that. That's why I'm optimistic about the way the coaches feeling right now feels good to me.
Yeah, I can't wait till this training camp goes on to see how they're going to formulate this team, because right now the one person that we have here that can change everybody's mind about who starts and who doesn't is Brunson. And with Brunson being on the court, they talked about, there was some people talking, the ESPNs of the world and stuff like that were talking about Evan Fournier and Brunson starting. But the one thing that Brunson does for Evan Fournier is he can set him up. He
Mhm.
can really set him up as he
Right.
drives to the hole. He can really put him in his place where he needs to be, so he can make those easy corner threes. And that's another thing that we didn't have last year. Someone who could really set Fournier up. Fournier was more getting the ball and had to get to a spot to shoot the ball. I think Brunson can get him to the spot. Right now, what, as much as I want to see Reddish starting, I believe that Evan Fournier will be our starter at least for the first couple of games to see where he's at,
Mhm.
and before they implement either Grimes either before they implement Grimes or Reddish onto the court. I'm really pushing hard to see. I don't know. I wonder if Grimes is really going to beat out Fournier this year, and if in that case, if I really think RJ should be our two, and I really think we should give Reddish a chance at that three position for this year. I think uh, Reddish and Reddish grind. I mean Reddish, RJ, and Brunson gives us a strong starting unit, and I think the biggest thing, like I said, is Brunson helping out with these guys to put them in the position. So I'm pushing for RJ to go to the two, and this way we could just eliminate the talk about who's going to be that two. Grimes, we could put Grimes and Evan Fournier in the second unit as the two and the three, and and still have OB and IQ with Hardestein to be the backup team. And if needed, we could always implement D Rose into that mixture of Grimes or IQ, to give them some spot minutes or something like that if they're not the ones that come off the bench that are hot. So I'm pushing. I really hope that the reason why I keep saying that, because we need to see what Reddish is going to do this year. Reddish, we need to get him out there, see what he could do, see how healthy he can play until the All Star break. To let us know if we're going to really try to keep him or move him on. And I think for the shooting guards, that is a hard position right now, because we got some great players that could play that shooting guard position. And I don't know if I think Fournier is going to start this year, but Grimes may start as well.
Yeah. You know what? For me, that I'm gonna tell you why it's important that RJ or Grimes start. Think about the two guards that you're gonna be going up against this year in the league. Devontae Murray. Um, you can go down
Yeah,
the East, man. You talking about the Jalen Brown or whatever, man.
yeah.
You talking about the James Hardens of the world, especially if Harden might be playing off ball with what's my man name, cat from Kentucky, Tyrese Maxey.
Hmm.
Then you look at the Nets. Let's say if Joe Harris come back, or they got whoever. It's a lot of you might have to have RJ back there. So let's say we play in Milwaukee, you might have to switch Jalen Brunson with RJ to play Drew Holiday, because Drew Holiday is a big dude. I mean, he's a big guard. So you might need that RJ type of side to put on these certain type of twos in the league, because we got some high quality two guards in the Eastern Conference. Zach Levine, you know what I mean? It goes on and on. So you got to have that's two spots. Got to be somebody who can lock cats down or hold cats. And I think that's what I would think that's where Tibbs was going to go with this thing, because the East got some ball players out there in the East at that two guard spot, man, and he's kept putting up good numbers there, and they can go and get it. You know what I mean? And so we got to see, man. Jimmy Butler, if he go to the two, or if they let Oladipo run there, you got some cats who can get down. I think if we gonna be that team we need to be defensively, that's why I think you got to put RJ or Grimes in that start lineup. And if Foye come off the bench with Derrick Rose and the Quickly or whatever, if he's still here, so be it. But I do think that they should go straight having an anchor in the backcourt like Grimes or RJ, and you got Mitchell Robinson up front. You got defense on the front and the backcourt. You know what I mean? Because Brunson defense rating is not bad, but I think him and Fournier backcourt would be a little bit more less efficient when it comes to defense, opposed to a Grimes or RJ. You know what I mean?
And, and to say that, Divine, I was looking up and I'm listening to a couple of people and stuff like that. If you look up, if I'm not mistaken, We talk about the one thing that we don't like. What I don't like about Evan Fournier is his one-on-one defense.
Hmm.
His one-on-one defense. He sometimes he gets used like a turnstile, but his team defense, if
Hmm.
I'm not mistaken, I think he was number two on our team for steals last year. I think one, two, or three. He had a lot of steals last year. His one-on-one defense was not the greatest, but him getting into the mix of taking the ball away from the opposing team, I believe he is number two on our team last year. And so a lot of people take that. I think he one-on-one. If you clear it out and you leave him one-on-one, yeah, he may get took by some of these twos in the league this year. But as a team defender, he was a pretty good team defender last year. And I'm not advocating for Fournier to be in the starting unit, but I, I've been beating up on Fournier for a couple of streams right now, man. But overall, Fournier is like I believe our number two defensive guy with steals last year, and that has to be something taken into consideration.
Yeah, yeah, I get you on that. I understand that very well. Fournier the pro, but I just think just from personally from my standpoint is that I think the way the Knicks gonna play, I think Tom Thibodeau getting back to his defense way. That's why they didn't let Grimes go.
I hope so.
Not giving up. That's one of the main reasons they didn't put him in that Donovan Mitchell jail. This kid, he shot. He had pretty much four in their numbers across across the board. Look, he had 41%. He had 40%. He shot 39%. He shot 38%. Fournier only shot 70% from the Charlie stripe. Quentin Grimes shot 68, and he's a better defender by far, night and day. He's
That I,
quicker. He's quicker. He got pace to him. He put the ball on the floor. I mean, I just think that man, training camp gonna be interesting. That's all I can say.
yes, yes,
Training camp gonna be interesting, man. Because I'm gonna tell you, I think Grimes coming to get it. I just
yeah.
think coming to get it, and he's supposed to. I mean, he got to have that little. That's what you want. You want that competition to be there, Shot Powers, and I love it, man. I love it quickly. Like y'all forgetting about me. You know what I mean? This the mindset I guarantee these guys have right now. Everybody talking about Fournier and Grimes. Y'all forgot about quickly. That's hitting up talking about. That's what he's saying. Y'all forgot about me. Now, quickly might come out here and get busy. You know what I mean? So I like that
It is so
competition
good.
there, man. I really do, man. It's gonna be fun. Training camp gonna be fun. And I wish I could be there to be a part of that thing. But that's gonna be fun with all that competition. And nothing brings out the best in the player in competition. RJ, Cam Reddish, you know what I mean? Obi and oh my God, Harkenstein and Mitch. It's gonna be crazy in there.
I definitely think IQ is coming out this year with a big chip on his shoulder, and seeing him in these summer league games and stuff like that, he's shooting crisper, he's making moves to the basket, he's controlling his body a little bit better, and he has got bigger as well, man. He's got bigger. His chest is sticking out a little bit more. He lost that boyish look in his face now. He's looking, a little more grown up and stuff like that. He's going to come out there this year and he's going to want to get it, man. I think he's going to be an intricate part of us making some moves this year. I also think that his defense is good. It's probably got better, but it was good last year. And we also don't forget that this guy got a great eye, man. He last year towards the end of the season, if I'm not mistaken, he had two triple double games. So he could see the floor, he could see his peoples on the floor and stuff like that, and he could rebound. He's a for him to be 6'3", he is really down there grabbing rebounds and stuff like that. So I believe him in the second unit. This is one of the reasons why I don't want to say we benching D Rose, but I think IQ should start. I think IQ should be the sixth man off the bench. I think he should be the first man that we come off the bench with to see how he can culture the second unit because the way I want it, just the way I see it is I could see IQ, Grimes, Evan Fournier, Obi Toppin, and Isaiah Hartenstein in that second unit. If they implement, Tibbs, evenly trades out people and doesn't stick to an 8-9 man rotation, and
Oh,
so this way we can you know give limited minutes, but have guys ready for the end of games and stuff like that. I think that would be a great way of going, and I think IQ is a big intricate part of that unit. I I think he could be that six man coming off the bench, man. And no, this it's just a lot of things that we have to wait and see what happens, because the big dilemma right now, if you want to call it a dilemma, is to see who's that two guard is going to be. Is it going to be Evan Fournier or is it going to be Grimes? Because that's going to set the whole team, the whole way the team is set up for the season. And like I said, I'm just hoping that we can push RJ back to that two position and fill it in with Reddish in that three position. That would make that I think would be our best shooting guard next to Brunson. RJ.
Real talk. Let me answer Fabian's question. Fabian, apologize for that. He said, "What if Cam outplays RJ during training camp?" Question: does RJ lose his starting spot and move at the three, or would they slide him back to the two? Bro, best way I can answer that, cash out. Ain't no RJ just signed a $30 million a year contract, whatever. He playing. I don't care where. Ain't nobody taking his spot. Nobody
He's
taking
a starter.
He a starter. His shit is locked. He is locked in. Cam ain't taking that spot, bro. I'm sorry that I know even if Cam out playing, the Knicks are not gonna start Cam over RJ. And they just gave him a extension unless they move him back to the two, like which might be the best case scenario.
That's what I hope.
Know what cash out? I meant Fabian. I meant to say, excuse me, Fabian. You know why? Because if he beat him out, that means they're gonna have to make RJ the two for Cam Reddish to start. You know what I mean? So basically,
that's what I want.
Yeah, but so that would be the worst case scenario, that RJ take the two spot and they let Cam Reddish. If Cam Reddish pop like that, then they ain't really got no choice. You know what I mean? They had to save the trade to LA. You know what I mean? Which they don't want to do. So I think that's gonna be interesting, man. Chop Howell, he's another guy, man. A wing player that we talked about last show. If Cam Reddish pop, the Knicks gonna be. I think that's he and Grimes to me. I think Grimes and Cam Reddish to me will make us a playoff team if they pop. If they pop, I'm saying if they pop like they supposed to, I think that make that Knicks team even more better, because you know what RJ gonna do, you know what Randall gonna do, you know what Brunson gonna do, so now you got somebody surely giving you some extra lift like Quentin Grimes and Cam Reddish, man. That would be nice. That really would. I think the Knicks feel good about that. It'll Matrix salute, Sam Hope salute, Canal salute, Elton Lee the Professor salute to the chat, cash out, Fabian, everybody. Man, we talking two guard spot in New York. Y'all know what it is, man. Just ready to see what these boys gonna do with that two guard spot in New York this year. I think it's gonna be fun. I think we got some talent there. And I'm hoping that we can get that position finally solidified and know who's gonna be there. Like I love the RJ there. I'm with you, Elton Lee. I love that squad right there. That's legit right there. That's legit, because what I like about that, Elton Lee, RJ and Randall pretty much the main focus, and I think that takes the pressure off of Cam Reddish and Brunson to have to. It doesn't put pressure on them knowing that RJ going to be that guy and Julius going to be that guy. Then I think that takes pressure off of Cam Reddish. I wouldn't have a problem with that as well. Him or Obi Toppin. I would not have a problem with either Cam or Obi Toppin at that spot right there for the Knicks, because I think them guys, the pressure's off them with RJ and Randall taking the bulk of the pressure away from them guys to make it less stressful for them. I like that. I definitely will roll with that in a minute. So it's going to be interesting, man, for real.
Elton Lee, that is my starting lineup right there. Brunson, RJ, and Reddish with Mitchell Robinson and Randall. I think that is our best foot forward if we start this year. And the one reason why I say Reddish over Grimes, if you want to say that, because we're really pushing RJ to the two position, is because Reddish has been in the league. He's a 4-year young veteran. He's hungry this year. He wants a contract this year. And I believe he could have a better year. He's bigger, he's stronger. And the one thing that I like about Reddish is his whole year that he's been playing basketball, he's been at least an 80% free throw shooter, which doesn't necessarily mean he has a good shot. So he has a good eye to make the ball go in the basket. And I believe with a little bit more time on the floor, I think his three-pointer will move up from 25% up into the upper echelons of 36, 37%. I believe Reddish is a big key for us to start this year, man. He's a veteran, and he's gonna play with RJ, someone that he's played with, at Duke. I think him, RJ, Reddish, RJ, and Brunson is a great starting lineup, I believe.
Yeah, yeah. The Knicks got a good problem on their hand. That's I can tell you that, man. They got a
Big facts.
they got good problem. You know, a bunch of young talent there, hungry cats. And one thing I like about that, them with the guy that we have, grind because these are coming out of the root. They hungry. They know they hungry. Quickly, obviously hungry. Obi obviously they hungry because they want to be up there amongst the guys getting paid as well. You know what I mean? I guess so. They coming in to put the work in. I don't have a problem with this roster, man. I really don't. I think they got a lot to prove this year after what happened last year, and I think that this roster is going to come out on with addition to Jalen Brunson, and I think the one that most to me people forget is Harkenstein. I think people are going to really be impressed with these cats, man, because I think they're going to come out with a different mindset this year, more focus, more energy, knowing that they let one get away last year because of injuries, COVID, whatever the case may be, like everybody else in the league. But I think they're going to come out with a different mindset. So I'm really hoping that RJ pop. I not hope. I know he's gonna pop. That's one guy I'm not worried about. That's that dude. So I think RJ breaks out. Randall looks like he in tip top shape. It's gonna be interesting to see, man, what these dudes do shot power. So, listen, let's look at what these cats gonna do. Let's look at our team overall real quick, man. Even though this the wings talk tonight, man. Let's see what this start lineup, some of the guys who could be in this thing for the Knicks this year, and see what these cats bring to the table. Because I think we got some interesting cats in here who can get it done here. So here we go, man. For New York Knicks, get into some star lineup and all that good stuff, and two guards, everything. Yeah, there you have it, man. There you go, man. That's pretty much the Knicks. The Knicks pretty much possible starting lineup and rotation player this year. Possible starters. I think they got some good talent down there. Sharp Howard, no matter which way they go. I think they're gonna be all right down there, man. I think the Knicks got something going, especially with the acquisition of Brunson, and they come back and play that hard nosed defense. I think the Cats gonna be good to go.
I really think this year, with the team being together for as long as they have been, I think they're going to have a better jump on other teams that just acquired new new people to their teams. I think with the guys we have, we did bring in Brunson, but I think Brunson, and I'm hoping that he comes in here and he blends in seamlessly. I think he could come in here. I think he's going to play a different style of basketball that he played. Excuse me. that he played in Dallas, and it's just something to be seen because I think he makes everybody. I don't care how we start the team with whatever players. If we have Obi at the 3, we got RJ at the 2, we got Randall at the 4. If we do Cam Reddish at the 3, if we if we play Grimes at the 2, RJ at the 3. I think the biggest thing that we have right now is the guy that's going to get these guys into position. And we also have someone in Brunson that is a finisher. So I think that is one of the big things that I'm waiting to see how they're going to put the team, how the lineup is going to be set up, and how everything is going to be run. Because with Brunson, you can see so many different ways of formulating this team. Excuse me, because of the way Brunson is going to set his precedence on this team this year.
You know, what's interesting to me, man. For me, is the way you look at the way the Eastern stack and what they might be doing down there now. And I bring this up just to the Obi Toppin equation. Right now, the Cleveland Cavaliers probably can go, which I heard Jared Allen. They talk about putting Evan Mobley at the 3 with what's his name, Kevin Love. You talk about a front line pretty much consistent of 6'9", 6'10", 6'11" average probably. Then you look at the Brooklyn Nets if they go KD, Ben Simmons, and Claxton. You understand what I'm saying, Shot Powers? These are massive front lines, bro. You know what I mean? And they go on and on up and down the East. You know what I mean? Let's say they decide to start Andre Drummond and move Vucevic to the 4. You still got Patrick Williams and these guys. So it's gonna be interesting what the Knicks do with this Obi Toppin thing, man. For what type of minute they're gonna be able to get his cat, man, because we can use his side and his athleticism. Because the East got some big lineups down there, man. Like I said, when you talk about the Milwaukee Bucks with Brook Lopez, Giannis, and Chris Middleton, that's a nice. These are front lines that's out there nowadays. You know what I mean? And that's why I think Obi's 6'9" size and his strength. I think his foot speed is there, maybe a little bit underrated, but yeah, absolutely. But it's interesting, man. So I like you can go Cam, you can't go wrong. I would love to see RJ, Cam, and Brunson, and like I said, my preferred lineup is RJ, Brunson, Cam, and Randall and Mitchell Robinson.
Yes,
I mean that's my preferred, but because of dollars and cents and stuff like that, you never know what Tom Thibodeau may do. The front office might be like, listen, you got to play this guy. He's making $30 million. You got to play. You know what I mean? Shout out to us. A lot more to it than just saying because he's talented. Because I think they might say, what, he's talented, but I think he's best suited off the bench because we just cat that we got in front of him. Not only is he a $30 million player or whatever the case may be, but he got skills too. So that doesn't mean that he won't be productive nowhere else. Cam Reddish might be the best 6 man in the league, if he ain't starting. You know what I mean? But so I think things like that come into the equation, but I think the Knicks got a good problem either way. I do think they do need to make a move. I was wondering if everybody in the chat, salute to everybody. Do y'all think it's possible if the Knicks do trade Evan Fournier, it could be something could be, pretty much it can happen, but just on the reason they just don't want to do it while he playing in the FIBA thing. You know what I mean? You don't want to say a man being traded, he playing basketball for a medal. So out of respect, they might say, well, we're going to deal him once the FIBA games is over. You know what I mean? You never know. And then that way it's not like no diss or nothing like that. But because I think going into in the training camp, we are overloaded. I think we overloaded as a team. We need a spot to be gone. Somebody, I don't know what it can be anybody, but I think we need a wing player to be moved to make sure that Grimes and Cam Reddish get their minutes. You know what I mean? So I think we pretty log jammed there, man. And I think right now, you can't take Grimes out the rotation, and it'd be hard to take Cam Reddish out the rotation. You know what I mean? Right. It's hard to do that. You know what I mean? And these cats got skills to help us. So that's why I said, but what you're gonna do if Fournier play the 2? What happened to Quickly and Grimes? Who's backing up that 2, Quickly or Grimes? One of them ain't gonna be able to get it, and it's gonna be interesting, to really see how it pan out. But what I think it all work itself out. But that's why I advocate for that move, because two of our main dudes gonna be left out of that thing just by one guy staying. And that two guard spot is interesting, man. But you hear about the cat from what's his name, Utah, Donovich. You know, they talking about Knicks talk about him. So
I don't want nothing from Utah. Nothing.
I know you feeling.
I don't want nothing from them.
I know the feeling.
Keep them. I don't want nothing from them.
Hey, that's hard to do right there. How you gonna deal with these cats? They played you a little bit, not tried to play you, but because you stood strong, stood to your laurels, you rest on your laurels, you kept it there. But man, out there, you're right though. But they talk about him, so and the cat. Well, I take him over Fournier all day because of what he could do. But if not, you're gonna have to find a way to free up something, man. You got it's crazy for real.
I believe we can have Fournier play with Brunson. I mean, Fournier play with Grimes playing and Cam Reddish playing. The one thing we have to do is limit or slow down D Rose minutes. The starting unit, I believe, Brunson, RJ, Cam Reddish, Mitchell Robinson, and Randall. The second unit, IQ, Grimes, Fournier, Obi Toppin, and Hartenstein. I think that 10-man rotation or
what happened to Cam Reddish?
Cam Reddish is starting. Didn't I say starting? Yeah, Brunson, RJ, Cam Reddish, Obi Toppin, Randall, and Mitch. And then the second unit would be IQ, Grimes, Fournier, Obi Toppin, and Hartenstein.
So Derrick Rose is pretty much out the rotation.
Right, and Derrick Rose still can get minutes, because if Grimes is not playing well as he come in, if IQ is not playing well when he comes in that second unit, they could rotate their minutes. If they come in, I would love to have D Rose playing more minutes in the second half of the season than to burn him out in the first half of the season and he comes up with an injury, and then we're forced into playing the IQ Grimes, and the reason why I say IQ and Grimes, and Obi Toppin have played. Have really, those three young guys on the court will really, really help us in the second unit. We have shooting from IQ, we have shooting from Grimes, we have shooting from Evan Fournier in the second unit. If Obi Toppin could pop a little bit and hit a couple of 3-pointers, and Hartenstein, he's not a big volume shooter. His percentage is high because he hasn't shot a lot of 3-pointers. But with those guys on the second unit-ish, I think those guys will work great on that second unit together and use D Rose sporadically. We're playing 5, 6, 7 minutes here, 3, 4 minutes here, but rotate that rotation with IQ, Grimes, and D Rose in that second unit. And I think we can work our way through with Fournier here at least until the trade break, until the All-Star break. I think we could work Fournier to still see if he can have something for us. And I believe Fournier would possibly play better in the second unit because now he's more so of a starting shooting guard, playing against the secondary players and from the opposing team's second unit. I think he can get off. Plus, you got IQ that can pass it to him. You got Grimes that can pass it to him, and now you got shooters in that second unit too, with IQ, with Grimes, and with Evan Fournier. I think that would be a real good. That's the type of team you put out there. And if we're down 6 or 7 points, they can come in and implement some quick 3-pointers. Or if we're up 6 or 7 points, they can elevate us to 12, 14 points before the starters come back in.
Let me ask you a question. One, I do think I don't know if Tibbs going to play 11 people. That's the hard part about it because you talk about 11 guys. And
if you want to put if you want to put D Rose in the mix, if you want to
Right.
put him in the mix.
Yeah, and I do think D Rose coming out the gate backing up Brunson. I think that's a wrap.
I believe so too, because
Yeah,
with
wrap.
him coming off the bench, that puts some pressure on Evan Fournier. It puts some pressure on Cam Reddish. Unless Cam Reddish or Grimes, whoever it is, if D Rose start, it just messes up everything. Now it doesn't mess up everything, but
Back up.
it just put now you gotta put one of these players to sit on the bench, or they're not gonna get as many minutes as you would like to see them, and that's gonna hurt a little bit. I'm already putting myself in my head already. I'm already saying to myself, all right, I think Obi Toppin is only going to get 16 to maybe 20 minutes this year. That's what I'm hoping for. I do not want to see Obi Toppin again 10, 12, 14 minutes unless we have this all-star emergence of Randall again where he's 25 points and 14 rebounds and 5 assists. Then I could probably be a little easier for me to see Obi not getting the minutes that he needs to be out there. But if we get D Rose, man, is D Rose is either Evan Fournier or D Rose. One of those contracts, either that 19 million or that 14 million. We have to do something with one of those contracts in order to see Grimes and see Reddish flourish this year.
Check this out. To the chat. Obi Toppin averaged 17 minutes a game last year. That got to go up to 25. And here's the reason why I say that. Emmanuel quickly averaged 23 minutes a game last year. You got to give Obi 25 minutes next year or something like that. So where's he going to get 25 minutes from if Julius Randle playing 30-something at the 4? I mean, that literally was going to happen. They have to give Obi Toppin way more minutes than they gave him last year. He earned that. And I think he's gonna probably be able to earn it even more. I believe that. So if you got to pay Obi Toppin at least 25 minutes, bro, he got to, like I said, especially if Emmanuel quickly getting 23. I think Obi should be able to get that. So now with Fournier, Grimes, you got to be able to switch Obi from. You ain't gonna be able to switch him to the 5 because you got Harkenstein in now. It's not like when Noel was out, you could play Julius Randle, Obi Toppin at the 4 and 5. You ain't gonna be able to do that this year when you got a healthy Mitchell Robinson and a Harkenstein backing him up. So them cats can forget about that 5 spot. And Jericho Sims there too. I think what they're gonna have to do, they got to move somebody because you got to give Obi Toppin more minutes. And I said, and then Cam Reddish, if he at the 3, so how many minutes he gonna need? He gonna need a bunch of minutes, and I think Grimes gonna need the minutes. Quickly gonna need minutes. And I think Derrick Rose. So that's a lot of minutes to give out to a 48-minute team with all that depth. So I think Obi Toppin numbers. I think them go up, bro. I think Tom Thibodeau pretty much said that. Out there already, you can, and I think it's well deserved. You know what I mean? So it's gonna be interesting what they do with this thing, man. Yeah, you're right, Lee. This is the year to see what he can do. Yeah, because he got a lot of talent down here, man, and he got a lot of minutes to disperse. And like I said, if D Rose play and Fournier still here, and Reddish,
it's gonna be hard.
Reddish
It's
and
gonna be hard.
Grimes wouldn't be in the rotation. They wouldn't even be in the rotation. 10 because it tends to go 10 deep. So let's just go back to the original lineup. Brunson, Brunson, Fournier, RJ, Randall, and Mitchell Robinson. So we're gonna go the backup point guard. Obviously gonna be Derrick Rose. Who's gonna be the 2 guard between Quickly and Grimes? That's remain to be seen. So one of them cats gonna go to 3rd string on that 2 guard line.
Maybe not. Maybe that's when it's D Rose, it'll be IQ, and then it might be Grimes. Now we're pushing Reddish out of the mix now.
Yeah, right. Maybe you can see why they said trade him. See, it's a dilemma. And like I said, and to add on to that, you're gonna have to give Obi more minutes. What about now? You got to think about it. Grimes was getting 17 minutes a game last year. His minutes gonna go up this year. You understand what I'm saying? That's why you got to trade somebody. So if Quentin Grimes' numbers go up this year, minute wise, and Obi Toppin's minutes go up minute wise, you got too many guys. And then Cam Reddish numbers, think about it, he only played how many minutes a game for the Knicks last year because he just 14. So what about this? If you asking him to be a starter, you probably want him to play 25 or close to 30 minutes. They got to move somebody, bro. I'm sorry. It just it's only one basketball, and I just think somebody's gonna be left out and they're gonna be disappointed. And I don't think I think all these guys is well deserved shot powers. I think every one of them, if they go into training camp and do what they do, they all deserve to play. So either Ted's gonna have to have a crazy minute cap on everybody, or they got to move somebody. And I like Fabian. That he right. Fabian 100%. They need a 2-for-1 deal. They need to do a trade for 2-for-1. Take 2 of ours and give us 1 of yours, and that makes everything work right there. And even if you trick the player you trade back in, even if he's not even in the rotation, even though you trade, because really you trade hopefully you trade in the expiring contract away, and maybe after this year, but if you do that, you got to send out 2 people like Fabian said we need that way them cats get to play.
It's hard right now to see anything going on right now because the two people with the biggest contracts, we got to wonder about who we're going to get. If we're going to move one of them, if it's going to be D Rose or if it's going to be Fournier. Now we can keep both of these guys here, but we got to start. RJ has to go to the 2, and Reddish got to start. You know what I mean? And D Rose has to play limited minutes. Break glass if necessary. And I don't know if D Rose is ready to do that, but if we can harness onto D Rose right now and have him fresher for the second part of the year, striving more towards the playoffs, I believe that's a smart way of playing. We don't need D Rose to be out early playing 16, 18 minutes a game, 20 minutes a game. We don't need him to do that early in this season. Right now, the person that needs to have that position is IQ. IQ and Grimes need to have that second unit on lock. If for me, because I'm saying that Reddish is starting, I believe IQ, Grimes, Obi Toppin with Evan Fournier and Hartenstein is a good second unit. If we don't do that and we bring D Rose in, now we gotta figure out who we going to play at the 2. And then if we put D Rose, IQ is not going to be benched. It's going to be Rose and IQ. Then who do we pick? Do we pick Grimes or do we pick Grimes or do we pick Reddish? And this is another big thing about it. If Cam Reddish goes into the starting unit, now who do we put at our 3 position? Do we have Evan Fournier there or do we have Reddish there? Because we're not going to put Reddish at the 2 position over Grimes, over RQ. And now we got Evan Fournier, Grimes, and Reddish. Who are we going to put in? If D Rose comes off the bench, who are we going to put in? Because IQ is going to start. IQ, and if D Rose is coming off the bench, IQ is starting. IQ is coming off the bench with D Rose. Who's going to play that 3 position? We got Evan Fournier. We got Evan Fournier or Grimes, or Evan Fournier and Reddish, or we got Reddish in the starting position. So who's going to play now, Grimes or Reddish? And that's hard. That's hard right now. If you Tom Thibodeau, you probably bit all your fingernails off right now trying to figure out who are you going to really start, because if we start Evan Fournier, then we're going to put pressure on our second unit, because now we have to narrow it down to Grimes. It's going to either be, not Grimes, it's going to be D Rose or Reddish.
D Rose,
that's what I'm saying. Yeah. I'm saying if D Rose is coming off that bench, then if D Rose is coming off the bench, now we're gonna have a problem. And this is another thing. This is a long out thing that we're gonna say, because this is another reason why I think Reddish should start and put RJ at the 2. We can do D Rose, we can do IQ, and we can do Grimes. Now where's Evan Fournier gonna fit?
Got to move somebody, bro.
Right, you know what I mean? You know what I mean? You see all three of those things. I mean, a couple of those things that I said, everybody with D Rose starting or Evan Fournier on this court, one of them has to go. And I hate to say either one of them that I would want to move, but if D Rose is not coming, if D Rose can not come off the bench and just be situational, we can still have Fournier here. And Reddish would still get minutes. Grimes would still get minutes, and we won't have a problem if D Rose can play situational. Do we play D Rose as a situational player? I don't think so.
Yeah, I got it easy. Check this out. Who would you rather keep on the Knicks, D Rose or Evan Fournier?
Yeah, that's the thing right there. Those two big contracts that we have right now, and the easier person to move right now would be D Rose. D Rose has a one-on-one, right? This is. Yeah. So
is it even though it's the easiest move, is it the right move?
I don't know. I
think only reason I say you trade Evan Fournier instead of D Rose because we got that two guard position on lock. It's enough talent there. That point guard situation is the Achilles heel. If Brunson go down, you want Derrick Rose there for the playoffs. Derrick Rose got to be in that rotation because let me see. I think he's one of the top 5 players on the Knicks. Let's put it that way. You know, D Rose is a top 5 player, and if you look at the whole Knicks roster, name players better than D Rose.
You saying top 5? I think he's maybe even top 3.
Right. That's
you know what I mean?
So that's why I cannot see them cats. D Rose got to back up Brunson. I think that's why they bought. You know, that thing go back, man. Brunson and that cat go back to Brunson was a kid. You know what I mean? In Chicago, when his dad was playing with the Bulls, I think in Donald that D Rose is talent. That's why what happened to us last year. Why the Knicks didn't go nowhere when they lost D Rose last year? That was the icing on the cake. If they wouldn't have lost D Rose last year, I think we would have had a chance to maybe get in that play-in, or but when he went down in December, I was like game over because he's the best point guard other than Brunson we got. You know what I mean? And that would be a problem for a team to have Brunson starting and his backup is Derrick Rose.
Yes.
That would be a problem for a lot of teams in the NBA. Ain't too many cats that come off the bench in the NBA can on Derrick Rose level. Mentally, skill-wise, or whatever. You know what I mean? So I think Ted running with Brunson and Derrick Rose. I think you could book that. I think this is a playoff team they fighting for. I think they're gonna put D Rose back there, and whatever happens to that too. But I think D Rose staying, bro. I think that's Tom Thibodeau boy, unless they trade him for something that you just got to do it. You know what I mean? Shaw Powell is like because of what I'm getting back helps the team more than D Rose. But I think D Rose will be the backup point guard in New York. I think him and Jalen Brunson will be a nightmare for teams. Yeah, go ahead, bro. Oh, he lost him. Yeah, man. But I think so, man. I think Derrick Rose has got a really good chance of backing up Brunson there. That's why I said the Knicks, the net 2 guard is pretty heavy there, man. And I do think somebody got to get dealt. That's all I can say. I don't, somebody they got to move somebody on the roster. There you go. Facts, cash out. Real talk. That's what I mean right there, man. He not even in the rotation. As of right now, Jericho Sims not even in the rotation. You know what I mean? So that's how deep this team is because McBride out of the rotation right now and Jericho Sims, other than the way they construct it, is out of the rotation. They rotate. They not even in the rotation. So and look at Jericho Sims. Look at the year he had in summer league. He did that. He was balling in the summer league. I'm like, but that's why they are where they are in their career. Their second year, but the Knicks I think the Knicks is a deep team. I like the Knicks because people might not say we got the KDs and everybody in the starting lineup. We might not got the best starting lineup, but I think we got one of the better teams in the league. That's where I'm at with the Knicks. We might not got the best starting lineup and the big name, but I think we got one of the better teams. Because our backup is nice. I mean, we got talent in that backup role in New York. Derrick Rose, Emmanuel Quickly, Quentin Grimes, Cam Reddish, Obi Toppin, Harkenstein. And I think that's a solid backup unit. So you might have teams who might got a better starting unit than us, but that don't mean they got a better bench than us. And when you put them all both together, they'll be all the same, just about. You know what I mean? So I'm really excited about the depth of this team. That's why I think we have this competition right now, Shaw Powers, about why somebody might got to go.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's not like the guys that's who going to be out of rotation don't deserve to be in it. Like, you can't tell Amanda Cooley he don't deserve to be the backup for the Knicks. I think you can't tell him that. You can't tell Grimes that. And even with Reddish being in a contract year, talented as he is, you can't tell him he shouldn't be in the rotation. With that, if you would have taken him out the rotation, you should have traded him. You know what I mean, Shop Hours? So why have Reddish here if he ain't gonna be in the rotation? You know what I mean? So I just think they so deep, and then with the minute distribution, like I said, people's minutes are going up. Quentin Grimes will get more minutes than last year. These guys will get more minutes, so that means there's less time for other players. And I think in the sense that we got to do the right thing and get a player out of here, or like Cash. Fabian said earlier, get a 2-for-1 deal, because you got a lot of guys that deserve to be in the rotation that might not be. A couple of guys might not be in there, so we're gonna be interested to see what they do with this.
Yeah, I'm 100% with you, Divine, man. Right now, if we don't, it works. If we don't trade Rose or Fournier, if Rose becomes situational, knock on wood, I don't want no one to get hurt, but if Grimes gets hurt or IQ gets hurt or something like that, that's when we shoot to bring in D Rose. But I think if we want this team, or we make a trade, because it can work with Evan Fournier and D Rose being on the court. It can work with all the guys that I just mentioned can play, but D Rose would have to be situational. He would have to be on the bench with McBride and Sims, and that's hard to say it out loud like that, and because I don't really think it's going to happen. I think he is coming off the bench. If he comes off the bench, we have to make a move with Fournier. We have to make a move with Fournier. And if he doesn't come off the bench, then Fournier gets some minutes on the second unit. The way I see it with RJ going back to the 2, Reddish plays the 3. We can make minutes for D Rose between Grimes and IQ, depending on if they come in and they're not, playing well. Then we can implement D Rose for a couple of minutes until the starters come back on and stuff like that. So that those 3 guys can actually split maybe close to 12 minutes apiece to 14, 48 minutes. They could do almost 15 minutes apiece if they want to substitute them in different times and different brackets of the game. Those 3 teams. But Tibbs doesn't play 11-man rotation. Tibbs is more on an 8-9-man rotation. So I'm even pushing it, saying a 10-man rotation. But with the guys that we have for backup, we would have to try to push for a 10-man rotation. And what a 10-man rotation does is it makes it easier for guys to have minutes. We don't have to have RJ playing 37 minutes this year. We can have him closer to 32 minutes this year. We don't have to have Randall at 35 minutes this season. We can have him closer to 33, 32 minutes a game too, with the guys that we have supplementing them with, because it's going to hurt to see Obi Toppin getting 14 minutes a game this year, unless Randall is scoring 35 points a game or something like that. It's going to hurt if we see RJ playing 35 minutes a game, and then now we got his backup is Reddish, and he's only getting 14, 15 minutes a game, 12 to 15 minutes a game. So these are some things that Tom Thibodeau right now is probably driving him crazy. That little bit of comb over that he got in the front, he probably picking one hair at a time and stuff like that, because this is something that we really have to sit back and consider, because what are we really going to do? It's either Fournier or it's either Fournier or Rose. If we move one of those 2 guys, it makes a solid 10-man rotation. And as it was in the chat, I seen it. Hardenstein is a high fouling guy, as I seen a little bit out there as well. So we also have Sims. The center position is on lock. And I believe those three guys can use all six of their fouls as much as they want, because once you take one out and implement the next one in, it's a smooth transition. Once Harnestein get used to the team.
Yeah, real talk. Hey, I want to put something up in the chat real quick. Y'all got to let me do it because, hey, Brian, listen. If you want to make any move, this is the move you make right here. Brian, I'm 100% with you. That right there. Derrick Rose, Fournier, and a dollar pick for Andrew Wiggins. You do that in a heartbeat all day, every day.
Yeah, I would do that.
Yo, RJ at the 2 with Wiggins at the 3. Man, listen. You talking about defense, athleticism, championship pedigree, skill. Andrew Wiggins, that would be you talking about a nice squad. Jalen Brunson, RJ Barrett, Andrew Wiggins, Julius Randle, and Mitchell Robinson can roll against any team in the East just about. I think that squad right there is straight fire. And
it was that Golden State Wiggins, right?
Yeah, Andrew Wiggins. Oh my
yeah,
goodness.
That we would probably have to give them like 3 first-round picks. But if it took 3 first-round picks with those 2 guys, I would make the trade. The Dallas pick and 2 other picks, I would make that trade.
I do too. Yeah, I give him 2. I'm telling you, man, Andrew Wiggins would make the Knicks lineup very interesting in the East because of his defense, his size,
and he's big.
Skill.
Yes,
yeah, his skill, his jumping ability, championship pedigree. Like I said, won a ring, played under Steve Kerr for the last 2-3 years, whatever. So he built for this roster. I would have to say he built for this roster. Yeah, I'm telling you, man. I think that man. He when he got the Golden State. You see what happened when you're around a better organization, more professional, more educated, talented, skilled coaches and players. What he did with the Golden State Warriors is the same reason he couldn't do it in Minnesota. Minnesota had an infrastructure that they got down there at Golden State, and the Wiggins is phenomenal. Yeah, right, absolutely. Yeah, I think so. I think it's either going to be him and Jordan Poole. They can't keep both of them. So I think the Golden State Warriors either have to decide on whether they're going to keep Wiggins or they're going to extend Jordan Poole. And I just like the fit, man. I mean, Coach Tibbs coached them already. He know Canada do like RJ. They got a little bit of symmetry there. You know what I mean? I think that'd be the perfect match for the Knicks right there. That dude right there. Him, Mitchell Robinson, and RJ on defense. Would be pretty special to me. I think Wiggins, Mitchell Robinson, and RJ on the defense end for the Knicks. That's pretty much straight legit right there. So I would love to see that move, man. I'm keeping an eye on that one. You know what I mean? I'd love to see him here because I just think he fits this team and makes his team 3 times better because of what he could do.
And he's big, like you said. He's big. He's defensive minded. He'll help out. That's one of the main reasons why I keep saying Cam Reddish in the starting rotation, because he's long, he's athletic, he got long arms, he plays the passing lane well, and that's exactly what Wiggins does as well. I think Cam Reddish, that's one of the reasons why I hope that we can push for Cam Reddish to be a starter. And it all depends, man. It really all depends on how Tibbs is going to run this unit, and because I believe inside what I want as a fan, I want to see Cam Reddish. What I believe that the front office is going to do is they're going to try to run Fournier at least until, closer to the trading deadline, and maybe they can move on from him if he's not playing well. So a lot of these things, the reason why I want to see a lot of these guys out here early is to see what we have in them, like Reddish. Reason why I want to start Reddish is I want to see what we have. If he could stay healthy, if he could come out and get the same number of points that Fournier does, 14, 15 points a game, gets 3 or 4 rebounds more than Fournier, 3 or 4 assists more than Fournier, 2 or 3 steals more than Fournier, and play with that athletic team out there on the court. That's the one reason why I'm pushing for Reddish to be a start. But with Reddish starting, D Rose have to sit the bench.
Yeah, Yeah. You know, it's tough. It's tough.
Yeah.
Reddish in the contract year too. You know,
Yeah, man.
you one of the hungriest cats on that team, basically.
Yeah.
Cat playing for a contract, you know, he playing to stay in the league. You know what I mean? And the kid he got talent. But if he ever get to Andrew Wiggins level, like Allah Wise said, that's what we want him to be. We got a gem. I think the Knicks got some talent down there. I think one thing I like the makeup of the team. I think they got a nice balanced team down there. I'm just hoping that they can put it all together. And this is all predicating on everybody take a step that need to take a step.
Facts.
If everybody take a step that need to take a step,
facts.
If they do that, this Knicks gonna be a good team. I'm telling you, because like I said, they might not got the best starting five, but I think they got one of the best teams all around put together. They got talent everywhere. I think I'm gonna stay true to I think people sleeping on the Knicks, man. I think these cats got a solid team. I said it before, I said it again. With Mitchell, without Mitchell, I thought the Knicks was going to be good. You know what I mean? I just thought with him they'd be better. But I still think this team going to be scaring some people, man. Don't get it twisted. These cats got a nice starting five. They pretty much know who they center is. They know who their power forward is. They know who their small forward is right now. They know who their point guard is. They know who their point guard is. All they got to do is solve that two position. And that's either via a trade with one of them or that's it. You know what I mean? So I think these cats gonna put some work in this year. Tib definitely got no excuse this year. Shop out. He got a good roster.
No question. And on top of that, the big thing I believe for Cam is he's coming in healthy this year. He's coming in healthy. He's going to get a full training session with these guys this year. He's going to learn the plays from the jump this year. And I think it's going to be hard to see Fournier starting at the two position this year. It's going to be hard to see him start there. But once again, with Brunson there, it may make Evan Fournier look like a gem. Evan Fournier may get closer to 16, 18 points again this year with more open shots. I think Brunson is going to space these guys out. One-on-one defense, Evan Fournier, it's like his turnstile. But team defense, Evan Fournier can play very good team defense, I believe.
Yeah. He's definitely decent. But he hopefully his legs be there with him.
Yeah.
We hope his legs are there this year because, like I said, he definitely played all summer long, playing over in FIBA right now. Like it's pretty much the same scenario like last year. Like I always say, I hate to repeat myself, but last year that was Evan Fournier's problem. He came straight to the Knicks right out of the Olympics or right out of the whatever game they were playing over there.
Right.
Got into the first half of the season, and literally for the first half of the whole NBA season last year, he stunk it up. Not a whole. So then he got his leg done and he started getting better. But I do think from a business perspective, I think Evan Fournier is the most expendable Knick on that whole team. I just think it is. I think 14 points a game. I understand the 3-point shooting, but listen, 14 points a game, 2 rebounds, 2 assists from a 2-guard in New York is you can't win in the NBA with that. You can't win with that. You cannot win in this NBA when you got guys like Jalen Brown and Donovan Mitchell dropping 25 a game at your 2-guard, and Zach LaVine dropping 27.
Facts.
Can't do that. You can't do that. That's not that to me. That's why you got to get and put somebody there because his numbers don't justify that 18 million when Emmanuel quickly make $2 million less than him, rebound more than he do, assist more than he do, and only shot 3 points less than he do, and a better foul shooter than him. He only shoots 70% from the foul line. Emmanuel quickly shoots 88. And his number at the three-point 34 to 39, and we know Emmanuel quickly get hit. The year before that, he shot 38 from 3-point line. So I think he's the most expendable Knick because of Grimes and Emmanuel quickly. That's the reason what it is to me. Because these 2 guards, man, I'm telling you, the numbers don't lie. Look what happened to the Knicks last year when Evan Fournier was at the 2-guard with Kemba Walker. We got killed. We didn't go to the playoffs. We got killed. That you can't dispute them numbers. It's not about his talent. He's not set at this age of his career to mess with these dogs they got at the 2 in the NBA. They was tearing that before in the air. He ain't got the strength to stay in front of these cats. He's not quick enough to stay in front of none of them, and that's why he was getting beat all day last year. You got to get these young, athletic, bona fide cats at that too, who gonna go up against Donovan Mitchell and them. Don't look at him when he go past him, or they looking at you got to have Jimmy Butler when he there, or whoever it may be. You know what I mean? James Harden, Kyrie. You got to have some dogs back there. And I just don't think Evan Fournier is that dude for me personally to be the two guard in New York. I don't care. He only shot 39%. His numbers wasn't that good. I think we make him out to be a little bit more than I think it need to be. Evan Fournier didn't have a great season last year. Only thing he had a good shot with the 3-point line. That was it. He shot 41% from the floor, like everybody else. His foul text was terrible for that. So he only got 2 rebounds and 2 assists. He ain't mess with them two guards in the league, bro. So, I think I think the best thing the Knicks could do, once you trade Evan Fournier, you pretty much traded all the free agents you signed last year. If you trade Evan Fournier, all them guys that you signed last year, he'd be the last of the Mohegans. Cut your ties, go get a 2-guard there. We already got it there, basically, to me, and then, or go get a player that's more bona fide than Evan Fournier, that make maybe $3 or $4 or $5 more million more than Evan Fournier. You can get way more gritty and more talented at that too than Evan Fournier. Now, he's not a bad player. He's just an older player, 30 years in the league. His defense is suspect to me. That's the reason why we're not in the playoffs, because the guys we had like Reggie Bullock and Alfred Payton, we replaced them two with no defense, Kemba Walker, no defense, Evan Fournier, and look what happened. We went backwards. Literally. So I just think it's time we can't get excited about he can shoot a 3-ball. There's a lot of cats. Quentin Grimes can shoot a 3-ball. Just move on from him, man, and count your blessings, and let's go get a dog there, because I think if Donovan Mitchell can't hit, that was going to happen. Somebody like that was up out of here. So but I'm good, man. I like our team, Shaw Powers. I like the team. I like where we're going, but I just say that we got to free up a roster spot, man. And so it's either gonna be Fournier or Cam Reddish. I think if you had to pick 2 right now, I'll say Fournier or Cam Reddish. That would probably be the one to be moving. I hate to say it because Cam Reddish in the contract here.
I believe it's Evan Fournier and D Rose.
Rose, okay.
Yeah, I believe it's Evan Fournier and D Rose, and I think it's I hate to see D Rose go, because I think in the second part of the season he can be such an asset to us and stuff if he stays healthy. That's one of the reasons why we can keep Evan Fournier and D Rose, but D Rose has to play situational minutes. He has to come off the bench in sporadic minutes, you know what I mean? And we can keep both of those guys at least until we get to the trading deadline, you know what I mean, to see who or what we need to trade. If Cam Reddish is not playing well, if Evan Fournier is not fitting with the team, or if D Rose is not getting many minutes or regressing in the points that he puts up on the board, this is where we can figure out where we can make 1 or 2 moves. Right now, I don't know if the Knicks is going to make another move. I would hope they would, because we need to solidify some of these spots, make it a little bit more defined on who we're going to put in these positions. But right now, we can keep Evan Fournier and still have D Rose if D Rose goes situational, and we can have Brunson. We'll have Brunson, RJ, Reddish, Randall, Mitchell Robinson. Second unit, it'd be IQ, Grimes, Evan Fournier, Obi Toppin, and Hartenstein. I believe that's the way they should go.
Yeah, real quick. Hey, Jarvis, answer the question. I think that's also with Jarvis' question, Divine. I wonder if Wiggins' production is a result of playing in Golden State with Steph, Clay, and Draymond. Here's what I would say to this. That's anybody. Anybody. I don't care who you are. You go play with them dudes, you're going to be better. Better coach, night and day. Better players. That's anybody. So I don't think Andrew Wiggins is a talented dude. Remember, when Andrew Wiggins came in the league with Tom Thibodeau, when Tom Thibodeau revamped that roster, they went to the playoffs. So the kid is a talented dude. What I like about Andy Wiggins, he's not a bona fide, flashy 40. All the things that you ask a small forward to do, he do. He could score, plays hell of a defense, You know what I mean? Rebounds, and he's not selfish. He's everything you want in your small forward. You know what I mean? Listen, it's not. I don't even think RJ didn't do that better than Andrew Wiggins right now. Andrew Wiggins blocks shots. He gritty when he gets in the lane, dunks on you. I think that cat is just he fits what we're trying to do. Look at his numbers. His numbers. I think he just fit right in with that system that Tom Thibodeau will be running down there. So I like him for that reason. Jarvis and Johnny, I think he fits the mold. I think this cat, you see, because we got to have guys who can do multi things. See, that's the problem I have with certain guys. You got to be able to do more than one or two things to be bona fide. If you got to be able to rebound, you got to be able to, do a lot of things. It's just not about shooting and rebounding only. It's a lot of stuff to go with. And I think Andrew Wiggins, he got the athleticism, he got the smarts. The kid came in, he's been to the playoffs a couple of times. Listen, when he was with Minnesota situation is nothing like the Golden State Warriors. Dysfunctional down there until Tom Thibodeau came over there after Glenn Taylor, per se, helped get it back on the right track. And then when Tom Thibodeau left, it went the other way until it just got back on track. So sometimes it's what you got around these players that make them pop like that. When he was around Tom Thibodeau, he popped. When he wasn't around Tom Thibodeau in Minnesota, they didn't do nothing because their coach wasn't nothing. The organization was scrapped. He goes around some talented players to take the pressure off him, and you see what he could do. Hey, listen, Minnesota gave him $158 million. He's not a scrub because he did get a max deal, and I think they about to get another one if Golden State will give him the money, because no question about it, he's worth his money. He would be the. I think he fits with Brunson and RJ and Randall. That's the type of player. And again, he don't need the ball in his hand. You know what I mean? He's not taking the shots away from people. And we can know how to get his shots in spurts and and rebound and putbacks. A lot of shit. A lot of things he could do differently than just depend on having the ball in his hand to shoot. And I think his defense is there. I think him and Mitchell Robinson with that athleticism would be nice. You know what I mean? So that's why I'm big on that trade, because I think you get a guy like that who can handle the average three in the league. Remember, he go up against the LeBrons in the league. He goes up against a lot of bona fide threes in the league. And look at what he's an all-star. You know what I mean? So I would have to definitely take a shot at him. And I just think that he makes that team much better. So, but we do got a lot of talent down there. But if you ask me to move Fournier and Rose or Fournier for Andrew Wiggins, I'd do that shit in a heartbeat all day, every day. Wouldn't even hesitate, because I think he makes the Knicks that good. And like I said, look at them guys they playing. Look at the net front line, man. KD, Ben Simmons, and Claxton. You need guys like Wiggins who could play Ben Simmons and them. You know what I mean? And play and put pressure on KD and them. We don't got too many guys could do that. Not at his level. So, we'll see, man. But that's a good one. Hey, Brian Woodward, I'm glad you put that out there, because I've been thinking about that for a couple of years now. I think he fits our mold real good, so we'll see, Shot Power. But I think something might happen to me. I still think it might be something happening at the end of this. I think let's say when Fournier get out of that FIBA thing, you just don't know what might happen. It's hard for me to see the Knicks going into this season the way they are presently constructed with all that depth. As somebody gonna get capped out and not gonna get disgruntled, put it like that.
Most definitely. Most definitely. If we keep the team the way it is right now, and the biggest thing right now, man, is how we who is that two guard? Who is going to be that two guard? You know what I mean? I'm not opposed to Grimes starting, but if it was up to me, I would have Grimes, since he's his second year in the league. I would have him coming off that bench with IQ, Obi Toppin, Evan Fournier, and Hartenstein. I'm full pressed. I'm 100% on acceleration to put Cam Reddish into the starting unit just to see what he could do this year. This way we know if he's one of the guys that we want to keep, or this is the guy that we need to make a trade for at midseason. And if he does play pretty well, and it's not up to what we thought he could be, but he's still scoring 14, 15 points or something like that, that will make his stock go up a little higher, to go somewhere that someone would take him in to be at the end of their bench or somewhere in an easier rotation for him to get more minutes. I think that he needs minutes this year. The minutes for Cam Reddish should be almost 25 minutes. To think right now, Tom Thibodeau, like I said, he must be going crazy because right now he doesn't know what he wants to do. He definitely, I believe Grimes he wants to play, and I believe IQ he wants to play. Everybody else already has their position kind of stitched in to where they're going to fit. But those two guys right there, if D Rose comes off the bench, D Rose is taking minutes from Grimes, IQ, or Cam Reddish. You know what I mean? Because that means Fournier is starting. So it's just a big. Right now, we to figure out who's going to be in that two position is what we're talking about tonight. Exactly.
Yeah. You know, it's real talk, man. Hey, salute to the chat, man. Real talk. Y'all got to
For
pop
real.
yeah, the professor,
For real.
Francisco, everybody. My man Jarvis.
Jarvis, yes.
What up? Frank, let me. Yeah,
Francisco,
yes, sir.
Elton Lee, yes.
You know what's interesting to me is that this team we got a lot of good problems. We do. But and John, we had a good conversation about Wiggins too, man. Cause I think he just fits. And that's the key thing. Does he fit? You know what I mean? Because right now, I think what I'm happy about the Knicks is that we know right now, RJ, Randall, and Brunson probably gonna be our money ballers. You know what I mean? Like them guys gonna have the ball in the hand. Them three dudes right there, Brunson, RJ, and Randall, they're gonna be the three guys in that Knick lineup. Most definitely gonna have the ball in their hand. So that's why I like guys like who could play off the ball. Like Cam Reddish could play off the ball. Grimes could play off the ball. Andrew Wiggins can play off the ball. And he don't have to be that main guy because we know our main guys right now is Randall, RJ, and Brunson. Them cats gonna be pretty much controlling that offense. Everybody else gonna be get the ball to me. Either I'm open, I'm gonna knock it down. I do got the ability to put it on the floor, or I'm gonna sacrifice it back to somebody else because I got three guys in the lineup that we know can put the ball on the floor and get buckets. So the pressure is gonna be off of guys. Whoever gonna be that two guard in New York, he don't even need pressure on him because he got three guys who are gonna take all the pressure off of him. You know what I mean? Them three guys are the main dudes on the Knicks. That's why they all got $25 million. You know what I mean? Or 27, 30, whatever. RJ, Brunson, and Randall, that's their team. Period. You know what I mean? Know how you can't twist it no other way. Them our three highest paid players. Them our three best players. Until Cam step up and show and prove, then he got to put himself in that conversation. But until somebody step up and show and prove, them our three best players, and I think they're gonna be pretty offense running through them. And so that's why the Knicks got a lot of good options with Cam Reddish and Quentin Grimes and Quickly and Fournier if he's still here. They got a lot of good options to play to feed off these guys, to take some pressure off of them. You know what I mean? RJ built for New York. Randall done did it in New York. You know what I mean? You can't, if you want to forget about what he did last year, not the basketball part of it, the other stuff, but Randall's a talented dude. So, when he in the game, defense got to play him. Defense got to play Randall when he in the game. Defense got to play RJ. They're going to have to play Brunson. They can't lag off and let them cats just get there and put the ball on the floor because they get played. So I'm looking at it from a standpoint as they got a good thing going on there, and let's see how they do. I think the Knicks going to be popping. I think we're going to be 45 wins. Unless they get something more major done, but I definitely would take the 45 right now. I think we get in there, and then you can have it at the trade line, deadline, shot powers. We still got moves to make if need be, but as of right now, the way we probably constructed, I don't got no problem where we at as a team. I think the Knicks did pretty good without Mitchell.
I think we have a very strong team, and once again, this team has played together for a couple of years consecutively. These guys know each other. And I'm just as you said earlier, Divine, and as we've been speaking in, these guys all look different in body styles now from last year. Randall is looking like he is shredded right now. He's looking like a action figure right now. Cam Reddish arms and his shoulders, his chest is bulking out. IQ arms and his shoulders is filling out a little bit. These guys are young and they're coming in hungry. And I think I don't believe, as a fan, I do not believe that we shoot as bad as we shot last year. I don't believe that the whole team shoots under 40%, 40% or under this year. I believe we have gradual steps. RJ goes to about 45. You know, I think Randall can step it up to get him into those 40. We need high. We need higher than 40%. We need 43 and better, 45s and stuff like that. I think these guys that we have on the team, field goal percentage could be way better if these guys can just elevate their 3-point game a little bit better to, you know, at least league average. If we can have certain guys, you know, score a little bit different things and stuff like that, I think we play better. I think the team plays better. I think we would do better. And one of the biggest reasons why that happens is because of Jalen Brunson. I believe he's going to bring a different niche to this team this year. And everybody is holding so hard and so flush on Jalen Brunson right now. I hope that Jalen Brunson comes in here and implements uh, 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 implements himself as a true point guard that gets people into their positions. Because if he does that, because I realistically, I think Randall could probably be around 35 minutes a game. Realistically, I think Brunson is probably going to be around 32 to 35 minutes a game. Realistically, I think RJ is going to be somewhere between 32 and 35 minutes per game, you know. But with these guys playing those heavy minutes, you know, we have to have someone to come off the bench. We don't necessarily have to put these guys out as much as 35 minutes if we have the second unit coming here and filling in for the starting unit. And that's what we had that last year, but it was a flip flop. The second unit was stronger than the first unit. You know, if our first unit could give us a good leg forward and our second unit comes in there and steps up as well, we could be a pretty good team this year, man. The one thing that I want for the Knicks to be is a good team this year. I want us to be a good team.
Yeah, I believe they are, man. I think what I like about it, everybody, man, salute to the chat, salute to everybody where you streaming from, appreciate you. But I think everybody coming with a determination. You know what I mean? I really do. I think coming determined because you know what, they missed that playoff taste in their mouth. That was a bitter taste, and you know, and not only do players feel that bitter taste, the coaches feel it, the front office feel it. They like we got to get back to where we was at. You know what I mean? And I think that's why they did what they did. They made these moves to get back to that playoff feeling. You know, and I think that's why you bought into Jalen Brunson. That's why you gave RD his money. That's why you gave Mitch his money. You spent dollars on the players that help you got there, and one that can help you get there even further. So I do think that this they fighting for the playoffs. That's why I think whatever move they make, it's going to be to make the team better. You know, and I do think, but right the way they are right now, I like them. I really do. I'm not saying that to be a home or nothing. I'm just going about talent, skill set, and all that stuff. You know, and based on the players that we have, they all got unique talents. Mitchell Robinson's a demon on the glass, offense rebounder, lob threat. He got talent at that level. A good defender. You know, so they got unique talent, and that's what I'm happy about. This team is talented all the way across the roster. Randall got he got triple-double skills on any given night. Randall could throw up a triple-double. RJ, he got talent, skill at that level, get you 20, get you rebounds, play defense. I just like the way they're a really talented team, man. We got young kid that's on to come up. So I think, you know, even though it's still on paper, but I still think this team is better than most people predicting to me. You know, I think the Knicks are going to be a better team than a lot of people think. I just think that once you get past that first lineup, that second unit is strong enough to compete against any team in the NBA.
Facts.
Hands down. So I'm optimistic about that, Shot Pal. I think we just got a good team, man. We're going to see how it go, man. But listen, we ain't going to hang in too long. We know we got to do things. But, man, listen, man, I'm excited about what we got going on. The two-guard spot, as we talked about tonight, the main topic, I'm good with that. We just got, like I said, we got to make a move somewhere. No matter who it is, I know the Knicks need to free up a roster spot. Nothing wrong with being deep. But at the same time, being deep, you're gonna have players who might feel some type of way because they not getting their minutes and they deserve it, and they deserve to play. So that's where it comes in for me at. But we'll see how it goes, man. You know, Knicks, we'll talk. We ain't going nowhere. We all over the place. We here with you. Y'all make sure y'all hit that like and subscribe. Run them up with the thumbs up, all that good stuff, man. And tell a friend. Yo, y'all go follow me on Twitter as well, man. Hit me up on Twitter. Follow me. I'm getting up there in the Twitter verse, man. Almost got 1,000 likes. Trying to get there to 1,000 on Knicks Real Talk. So we grinding. You know, we here, man. We putting in work, trying to get the station to get continue to grow, get better, and bring y'all this Knicks dialogue that we try to do each and every day, each and every way. Just, you know, talk Knicks talk, but with the family. Knicks Real Talk family. Appreciate y'all coming in all the time. Without y'all know it ain't no Knicks Real Talk, man. Y'all know how we do here.
Thanks.
You know, we appreciate all y'all wise, intellectual brothers up in there. Peace to the God of all wise, the Professor Elton Lee, Francisco in the building always, man. My man Jarvis, Louisiana in the building. Keith Turner, the burner. He always in the building with us.
Knicks 100.
Nick 100, everybody, man.
Keith Turner.
Frank Matos, let's get it. Like I said, Johnny Davis, G-Man 78.
Yes.
Sir, man. To keep it moving, man. Y'all brothers are the best. Like I said, Keith Turner, Elton Lee, Cash Out, James, you already know my brother. Salute to Cash Out, Robert Woodward. I mean, seeing Rob, man. We met Rob at the Guardian. I haven't checked the Knick promo I got. You'll see with me and Rob in the building with KJ at the Knick opening game, the montage footage. But peace everybody, man. Real talk, man. Great show. I appreciate y'all coming in. Darren Wayne, my man, salute to you. Everybody, man. If I forgot to, y'all know I apologize. But I try to make sure I get all the brothers and sisters up in here. Queens Court was in the building, representing with a Jet for life. Building. Yeah, Fabian in the building with us, man. Salute to y'all, man. Y'all. Make sure y'all hit the like and subscribe. Check us out, man. We all over the place. Hit me up on Facebook and everything, man. Twitter, go over there, do a follow, and let's get it popping, man. We here, man. We'll see y'all later on in the week. Child Powers, give it to him, my brother.
Salute to you, Divine, as always. Salute to the chat. You guys got me stargazing at everything that's being said on the chat. And y'all keep this thing popping, man. Salute to Equality Jumper, Jarvis, G-Man, Elton Lee, the Professor. Allah wise, peace to the gods. Let's get it. Let's just get it. That's it.
Ron and John still Knicks.
Yes, Ron. That's my guy right there.
Ron. Y'all make sure y'all know the lead for you won't fall off the edge, my man. Salute, my brother. Real talk.
Salute, Keith.
Yeah, Elton Lee, Jarvis, Francisco, man. Peace to the God of all wide knowledge. You already know what it is, fam. It's all good, man. Yeah, man, real talk. Let's get it. Knicks Real Talk. My brother KJ, we know you out there hustling, doing your thing, grinding with his thing. Salute to you. Salute to my brother Shaw Powers. And peace to the queen who got married, man. I know you still feeling them beautiful vibes. Be safe, man, out there. You know how the world is, man. Y'all be safe. The devil's always watching, man. Y'all just maintain and take care of yourself. We see y'all cats on the next episode. Divine, Shaw Powers, Knicks Real Talk. Let's get it. We about to be out. Peace to the family, man. Salute to y'all. Peace.
Let's get it.
Yes, sir.
Time for Divine Shot, KJ Events. This Real Talk's the brand. You understand how we do, my man. I'm on that Friday night Knick shit, dripping in Knick shit. Up in the world, most famous arena with the click. That's the conglomerate. The Knicks Real Talk, the real prominent. I'm a bit like the Omicron variant, dominant. Paying homage to the cat in the chat. That's where it's at. Cause I'm hearing that. You don't care for hyperbole, you straight facts. We interact with the mob, the gods. Up in the pod, the squad, with the side. But I just rob you on the job. My energy, feeling tripping in 10 books. As they cook my game plan, and my brand for loot and pursuit. Going hard like the New York City gritty committee. Cause that the Knicks ain't always pretty, but we all stay giddy. But we afraid the fan base, hit the links, Anthony Mace. We create the logo windows, airspace that appear like square space. Staring down on the Chase Bridge, look at that Knicks City drip. Infinity Dexter's on the court, looking pretty legit. I stay true to the orange and blue. I thought you knew, so here's a few bars that shine like stars divine to Mount Mars. Knicks Real Talk. Here we go, let's go.
Knicks Real Talk right here. I'm representing
Knicks Real Talk.
right here.
Here we go, let's go.
We here in the building.
Knicks Real Talk.
Let's get it.
Here we go, let's go.
Yes, sir.
Knicks Real Talk.
We here.
Here we go, let's go.
Let's get it. Let's get it. Yeah, for real. Yes, sir.
Let's get it.